opinions expressed in the following program are not necessarily those of Shaw Cable Systems or of the station. Through our access policy, we provide the opportunity for community groups and individuals to express their points of view.
Welcome to the Fourth Line Hockey Show. I'm your host, Willie Plouffe. Here at Earls on Main, once again, having a great time. We got, Gerald, we got a great guest come on, Winger. What's going on with you today, Beeks?
I don't know. Great day in Winnipeg, although it is getting chilly out there. Have you noticed that?
Weather's changing. That weather changing, that means jackets are coming out, outdoor rinks are happening, things are moving around.
It's like, it feels more like hockey season now. Pretty soon, the snow's going to be fine. Outdoor ice, I love that outdoor ice, Willie. You remember as a kid?
Outdoor ice, you know what? That's where athletes are made. Up and down the wing in that weather, when that wind coming at you, I don't know anything stronger than working outdoors on ice.
Well, that's where you get those stick handling skills, the power skating. You don't have to pay to send your kid to skating school. Just drop them off at the club every night. They'll get there, no doubt about it.
We did an earlier show like last year at Fort Garry Community Center where we had no teams at the rink outdoors. It was like a Thursday night, 7 o'clock. The ice was pure glass. No one was skating, Beeks.
Well, I know when we were kids, and I know this is dating us a little bit, but that's where you spent your time. Got home, did your homework, went right to the rink. For me, it was Morse Place Community Club. 8 years old, 9 years old, out there for 2-3 hours a night. How about you?
You know what? Same thing. Walking down to NK, getting ready at the Cobras, playing there. Dad coming to get me late at night. You know what? Maybe that's when my grades are a little bit lower because I should have been hitting the books, but I wasn't.
Well, I know those kids who got good shots. It's not because they got naturally born with it. It's practice. And outdoor rink, that's, working the post and crossbar. Remember, 2 points for a crossbar, 1 for a post, first to 10 wins.
The challenge is on. Now, Gerald, let's talk a little bit about, there's been a lot of concussions going along, a lot of headshots going on in the NHL. We need to let it know, our fans out there, and the young bucks, young girls out there, that, these players are getting paid to be pretty tough. They got to understand that.
You see the numbers. You don't touch anybody. You don't hit from behind. People got to realize, and kids especially, that these pros, they're getting paid to do this. And, who knows what their motivations are, but they want to stay in the league. Some of these guys are fringe players, mediocre players. They're good hockey players, but when we're talking about the best league in the world, the NHL, when you're playing your local minor hockey, that's not the NHL, and you're not supposed to do that sort of stuff. And people got to go to school. People got lives to lead after the game, and that's where it's really at.
Last night I got a text from my brother-in-law. He plays in the A League, in the Division I at U of M League, and he's played pro hockey, right? Matani. He took a stick last night in the face, doesn't wear a visor, split him open for 8 stitches on his head, and he calls me. He says, "What are these guys thinking? We all got to go to work. I like the tough stuff, but not in beer league, not in young stuff. We got to get looked at where, remember, the pros are making a living. That's their paycheck."
Yeah. Well, and everybody knows the rules. It's not a hard thing to understand. But, and I understand everybody gets intense, but, right from the coaching, the administrators, right down to the very bottom, whether it's beer leaguer, Timbit, there's no need to be hacking, whacking. I know things get aggressive and there's going to be opportunities to exert that aggression, but you can't take it to that level. These are professional hockey players. We can't mimic what we see on TV sometimes.
You know what? Those guys are paid, they're strong, they're fast. They do it for a living every day like we go to work in our other jobs. But talking about the weather, let's talk a little bit about, we have a contest coming up. Jill, tell the audience about the contest a little bit.
Okay, so I've known you've done it, Willie. I live on a creek. I've done it. You plow the creek, you make your outdoor rink. We want everybody to send in their, pre and post. You can send the photos in now, how you're developing your outdoor rink and, your backyard rink and what it means to you. Maybe a little bit of text, but the best submission wins. What are we going to give out? This is...
I don't know the sports store. You do, buddy.
Okay, let's give out a $100 gift certificate to the store.
Yeah.
And a Jet jersey of your choice with whoever you want on it.
That is huge. Towards the end of the show, stick around. We're going to talk about who do you got to email, more information on.
All the details.
All the details coming up towards the end. But before we break off, let's talk about our guests. We got Sarah coming in, Zacharias. She played Division I college down south. She coaches, AAA hockey here. She played at Balmoral. This girl is a stud power. We're going to get back and we're going to talk to her a little bit. We're going to break off. When we get back, we'll bring in Sarah. We'll talk hockey talk with her.
Life is all about chances. Made, given, and taken. Chances missed. And chances that change everything. Chances to try, to fail, and then try again. Chances to grow. Chances to change. Chances to learn, teach, lead. Chances. It's all about what you do with them. Boys and Girls Clubs of Winnipeg. Donate. Check us out. Make the call.
Fourth Line Hockey Show on the road at Earl's on Main, usually taking place at Royal on Pembina Highway, but today we're on the road. I'm sporting the Hawks, Beek's sporting the Jets. Why is that, Beeks?
I'm a Jet fan. Why are you sporting the Hawks?
Well, Taves is in town, Jonathan's in town, so you know what? We're going to the game, we're going to enjoy it. I'm a Jets fan, let's not forget that, but also I'm a Chicago fan.
You will take that off when you go to the game, though, right?
I will definitely take that off. Before we broke off, we talked about our guests coming on. Sarah, she went to Balmoral. She's played Division I school. You know what? This girl has played her hockey in Winnipeg, gone up, and it's great for the younger athletes, boys and girls. Hockey's not just about the guys, it's about the girls now also. You have girls in hockey, Gerald.
I do, yeah, and probably just like Sarah, they're thinking, maybe make a career out of it, and a career doesn't always mean making money off of it. You go to school, whether it be here in Canada or down in the States, wherever it is, and there's a lot of opportunities that hockey can lead you to, that's for sure.
What a better guest to have on, who's rode that wave. She's done it all. Here she comes. Let's bring in Sarah. Welcome to the Fourth Line Hockey Show.
Hey guys.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me on here.
Awesome. Sarah, like every time all our guests come on, we always say to them, can you tell us a little bit about who you are?
All right. You guys were talking about the outdoor rink earlier, and that's basically where it all started for me. Dad strapped on a pair of skates when I was about 3 years old, just learning how to walk, and all my friends growing up were guys. They were at the rink, so that's what I did, and that's what started it all for me. Kept going through there. I got to play some time with Balmoral Hall, and that was my first real experience with elite level girls hockey, and that kind of opened the door for me to step into the world of college hockey and kind of spread my wings from there.
Awesome, Sarah. Now, Balmoral Hall, and then from there you went to college, Division I. Tell us a little bit about the school. Is that the shirt you're wearing?
Yeah. So I went to Niagara University. It's East Coast in NCAA Division I. That's College Hockey America. I'm representing our Pink the Rink jerseys. So we would raise money for breast cancer awareness, and I think 1 year we got like $10,000 or something like that. So huge game for women's hockey. I think we had 2,000 fans at those games there. So really big deal. Really excited to be representing this, and also, I know, first girl on here right now, might as well wear pink.
Beeks, what do you say about that, buddy?
It's pretty cool. So where exactly is Niagara? East Coast, you said? Where in the East Coast?
Literally, Niagara Falls is 3 miles away from Niagara Falls. So we're right around Buffalo, Hamilton, Toronto. Luckily enough, I got to see a lot of Leaf games, a lot of Sabre games, and then when the Jets came back, I got to see them play there too. So.
Now, Sarah, Gerald's niece is going to Balmoral right now, playing some hockey there. Now, that road for a lot of traveling, right? That team travels a lot, the one you played on. Is there a lot of opportunities out there for girls?
Yeah, I mean, I'm coaching now AAA hockey women's, so that's wonderful. But back when I was playing, Balmoral Hall was the only team in all of Manitoba for girls hockey. So I was lucky. I got to play with Bailey Bram, Janelle Cohanchuk, Grant Frickus, Brittany Hergesheimer. The list could go on and on of all of the elite women hockey players that are now playing for the Olympic team. But back when I was there, yeah, BH was the only school to go to. Nowadays, we have St. Mary's prep team, Shaftesbury prep team, the Winnipeg Avros, Winnipeg Ice, as well as Balmoral Hall. So hockey in Manitoba has grown exponentially for women in the last 5 years.
So maybe tell us a little bit, you went to this great prep school and it led you on to college. What did you do at college? Obviously it wasn't just hockey, was it?
No, well, I mean, I can't tell you about everything I did at college. Some of the locker room talk you got to keep private. But I got a degree in the meantime in biochemistry. So I was kind of a little bit of a nerd at school. I minored in French and philosophy, as well as I also coached there. So we had a junior Purple Eagles team, and that was guys and girls, all the way from 8 to 12 years old. We would go out there and skate with them once a week. That was kind of cool to see a little mentorship action of what they can aspire to be one day. We also did this this program called SABA. It's called Special Athletes Big at Heart. It's for mentally and physically disabled kids. We get them on the ice, teach them how to skate. I skated the same week every day for 4 years with this guy, Michael. Little shout out to Michael right now if he's watching. Unbelievable kid, big heart, and he's an unbelievable skater now. So I feel like I had a little part to do with that.
Awesome, Sarah. You know what? Jill and I know a couple guys that should have been in that program.
Maybe you, Willie.
Hey, what's that all about? Sarah, now you tell us you coach AAA hockey in Winnipeg. What's the team, and you know what? Where can you get players? Where can they go to try out in that frat?
So I coach the Winnipeg Midget AAA Ice. We're located, our branch is anywhere from Winnipeg. So tryouts happen for us in May. We start early. There's about 80 girls that come to our tryouts. We narrow it down, split it to 2 teams between us and the Avros, and then we do a draft from there. So we established our team nice and early. We got to go through summer training with them. They started the season off really strong. We had our opening weekend. We won 3-0 straight, and now we're doing the bump and grind, getting through the honeymoon stage of the team. And coming up next, actually, we have a big game on November 16th. That's going to be our breast cancer awareness game out at Selkirk Rec against the Winnipeg Avros. That'll be at 2:30. So we're having a lot of people come on down to support that one. We're expecting to have about 2,000 fans. So if you guys can come out, want to see some good quality hockey, that's where it's at.
Now, we get a lot of moms and dads watching the show, and we talk a lot about minor hockey and the benefits of it. And obviously you started playing hockey at one time. What do you think some of the benefits for some of the moms and dads to getting their daughter involved in hockey right now would be?
For me, the biggest thing was honestly confidence. I hung out with the guys growing up, and I was really lucky. They were really inclusive with me. I didn't have those bad experiences where people saying you're a girl, you can't play. I showed up to the ice and I could dangle, so they were like, might as well have her on the team. So for me, just having that confidence, that self-esteem, that I knew that if I wanted to go into something, I had the ability to do it. And I think for girls, getting that exposure at a young age and that type of bonding and friendship with those guys, that can last a lifetime.
I think, Jill, you know what? I think that is huge. Like when we grew up playing hockey, you hardly ever seen a girl with a stick. It was ringette, right? And now you go to a rink and you see these girls play. Man, they're strong, they're powerful, they're insane. It's pretty. I love seeing everyone play hockey, and I love seeing how good girls are getting. Now, Sarah, where'd you skate your outdoor rinks at?
I got to give a shout out to, I don't know if everyone knows, big name in Winnipeg, Ted Bigelow out at Riverview Arena, just down the block from my house. He used to be working 2 in the morning flooding the ice. We'd always have it, first one in the city. My dad was a big help with that too. A lot of dads just spending their time volunteering to get the ice ready for us. Started, 6 years old in our first hockey team there. And I remember, Ted just coming to every single practice, working us hard. Didn't matter if it was snow, sleet, whatever. We were out there shoveling the ice, putting in work. I actually lost my first tooth there. Got a little puck to the face, thanks to my buddy Evan Ferris for that one, so he felt bad. A year later, get another one, lost another tooth and my nostril, so they stitched that one back up nice for me. So a couple wear and tear scars from there, but all of them, all in all, just some great memories growing up there.
Jill, what do you say about that?
Well, you can't wear a cage at the outdoor rink, right? If you're younger, you should, right?
That's right.
Not a tooth, but Willie, you've had a few facial injuries from hockey.
I took some. It wasn't my fault. Usually, someone got in my way, and then I got hit.
Yeah.
Something going on. But it's always great talking to Sarah. We're going to keep her on for the whole show, AB.
Yeah. So one other thing we know you're involved with, and we talk a lot about it on the set here, is spring hockey. And tell us a little bit about your spring hockey experiences and what your involvement is.
Another great experience for me growing up. I got to play with all of the elite teams. We started a team called Reese's Pieces. Our coach's name was Reese, and we had the same deal. It was all the elite girls. We went to tournaments and we're just blowing teams out of the water, 10-0, and winning tournaments just by crazy amounts. So when I started coaching, I wanted to get involved with the program that was a little bit more even playing field. So I got involved with the team of the Renegades, which is pretty well known in Winnipeg. It's competitive AAA summer hockey, but at the same time they make it open to all ages and all categories. So you could be playing A2 hockey during your season and then join this team, and you just get brought up to a different game because everyone's at different levels. That was my first time coaching all boys. I had 10-year-olds, so they still have that respect for girls, and they were a hoot. They were honestly just a blast to coach.
Hold on, sir. Respect for girls. You think as we get older, we lose respect for girls?
I don't know. Maybe it's as you guys get older, I start putting you in your place more, and then you guys get scared of me. That could be it too. But
well, you should be in good because Willie kind of acts, walks, and talks like a 10-year-old boy sometimes. So.
Shots at Willie today coming from Beaker. It is great. Now, Sarah, let's give a shout out to the guys, at Focus Fitness THC. Glenn was Glenn's a good buddy.
A friend of the show. He started that Renegades program, and I know kids who've gone in it, and I think the key you hit on there, they're more about the practice than doing games, and it's more about fun and inclusionary and having a bunch of different levels, and it's not about the 5 best kids in a certain area getting a few buddies, equal ice time and things like that. And let's be honest, that's why we're all playing hockey, to have fun. It's not always about winning. There's enough in the world about winning all the time now. At least that's my perspective. What do you guys think?
I think that's a good call. We talked about we asked Sarah why she plays hockey, why she grew up playing hockey. It's for the camaraderie, the confidence, and keep going, and then friendships you build forever.
Totally. You guys said it all right there. That sums it up. Hockey, first and foremost, my dad always taught me this. Go out to play a game, 2 rules for me. 1, dig hard. 2, have fun. That's all it is.
You know what? Sarah's got some great comments there. We're going to break off. We're going to keep Sarah with us. We're going to talk a little bit more hockey talk with Sarah, a little bit more about the peg. But before we break off, I turn to my winger here once again. You know what? For the Culligan quote of the day.
Okay, this one's by former Manitoban, Fred Shiro. He said, there's heaven and hell. Heaven's game day, hell's every other day.
Sweet. We're going to break off. When we get back to you, we're coming out with Sarah, coming back my winger Beaker here. We're going to talk hockey talk.
These are the faces you want to meet. These are the friends you live for. These are the times when we reminisce and we get together and we do our best. Let's live the good times now. 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 We live for tomorrow, we live for today.
Live right. Learn how.
Wow, did Sarah have a lot of great information for the young kids out there, the young girls playing hockey and the young boys playing hockey, Beaks. Boys and girls, anyone playing hockey, it is huge and we love it.
We don't want to forget about ringette. We're not saying bad about ringette. I got a ringette player at home, my wife.
Hey, it's not called the fourth line ringette team. It's called fourth line hockey. So
if we were playing ringette, we'd probably be fourth liners too.
So true, so true. No kidding. Sarah touched on a little bit about before we left about confidence that has built her. Now, and you see in your girls, right, Gerald, when they go to hockey?
Well, just the benefits of being on a team and being involved on team athletics. Confidence of, it doesn't have to be confidence of being the best player in the team. You got some camaraderie, you got some friends now that you never had before. I'm sure you're going to improve throughout the season. Whether and hopefully you have a coaching staff that can build that up for you and talk about those things. And those are the benefits of being on a team sport, whether it be soccer, baseball, hockey, ringette, whatever it is. There are big time benefits, and we talk about it all the time. Who are our friends now? We just we're at Earl's. We're seeing people walk through. Hey, there's this guy, that guy, all from hockey.
And you know what? It's important to say that I know. We always want to talk about fair play. We always want to talk about, I'd say, commitment and dedication. When you're playing sports, it is for fun, but also it's there to teach you how to win, teach you how to build a character. So in life skills, when you go for that job, you're competing. You have to be prepared to compete. You can't just show up and say, hey, it's okay.
Absolutely, and that's part of being on the team is, digging the puck out of the corner. You're not scoring it, but if you don't do that, you're not getting the goal. And hopefully, like we said, you have people around you, coaches, parents, and everything. I understand this, but we didn't. I don't talk to too many people that I did well in algebra with. Although some, more of the hockey guys. Although
the guys that do your books.
Yeah, I did do okay in algebra. How did you do, Willie?
That was tough. It was tough. Yeah. I had to wear long sleeves like this all the time, right? It was exam day. But talking about jobs, Sarah, where do you work?
I'm very fortunate. I get to work with hockey, so I work at the True North Hockey Academy with the Winnipeg Jets. So unbelievable job. What it is we basically take, right now we have 500 kids that are from St. James, Winnipeg 1, and Transcona School Division, and we take kids that would have otherwise not had an opportunity to play hockey, and we just totally immerse them into the game. They come once a week for ice times, 1 hour ice times with the same coaches. We do after school program with them where they get to go shoot around, play play some games. We get to do some lessons with them about hockey, about stretching, about teamwork, responsibility, commitment. It's an absolutely unbelievable job, unbelievable program. If you're not involved and you want to, you should really look into it. You get to see these kids I've had that been involved for the last 3 years. We get kids who have been in there for 2 years now, and you get the new guys coming on their first time on the ice. They don't know how to skate, and you can see the teamwork that they have. You know, you get the guy who's been there for a year or two, and he comes, he's, you know, tapping on the back. Don't worry, bud. Like, I was there before too. I know it's hard to skate. You know, we'll get there. And you're building these relationships, and they wear their jerseys at school. They're really pumped to be a part of something bigger than just themselves. The schools are really involved. It's just all around. It's just an awesome, awesome program to be involved in.
And Biggs Greener runs that program, and I tell you, that's the truth when we're talking about the confidence. You know, grabbing some individuals who don't have the opportunity that we've had, or a lot of people have, to play sports, and giving them that caring about it, man, it makes you a champ.
Yeah, well, absolutely. And, you know, that's the benefit of team, you know, and then we almost like a rookie and veteran scenario there that we talked about. And so, you know, that's super important in development of just being a person.
Yeah, for sure. Now, Sarah, tell us about what is your favorite hockey player growing up?
Well, I was probably biased with that. Growing up, you always got to follow what your dad likes, right? So my dad was a huge Bruins fan, so he was big Bobby Orr, right? So, I mean, when I was playing, I was 6 years old. He was already retired, but I was going around telling everyone that he was my favorite player. So, huge idol. Number 4, Bobby Orr. Yeah, can't go wrong with that one.
That's a good goal, Beeks.
Where he finished career, Bobby Orr with the Blackhawks.
I tell you, right there, Blackhawks in town.
Yeah. So, let's talk a little bit. I heard a story that, you know, we were talking before off air about a scenario that happened at college. Why don't you enlighten us to that one?
And this is a community channel, so let's keep it real.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a funny story that I could tell about college, but yeah, some of those locker room talks just have to keep in the locker room. But a good one, we were told on New Year's Eve, it was New Year's Eve my freshman year, that we weren't allowed to go out, and we had 6 a.m. practice the next morning because we were heading out on the road to go to Cornell. So sure enough, about 3/4 of the team decided to forget that rule, and they went out anyways. Our coach found out. There's security videos, something like that. I'm not exactly sure how, but I know I wasn't involved. I was in my dorm room. So we get on the road, and coach doesn't skate us that morning at practice. We thought that was kind of weird. We start getting ready for the game, and our coach calls out who's dressing, and she goes with 5 forwards, 3 defensemen, and 1 goalie. Every other player that was involved with this scandal of going out was told that they were not even riding the pine. They're in the stands for the game. So sure enough, we play full 60 minutes college Division I hockey game with literally less than 10 players on the ice. So we're just bagged, and they had to sit there and watch us. So all the girls are sitting there, and I remember looking up. I'm just so gassed on the bench looking up at these guys, and they felt so bad that for the rest of the game, they just ran stairs for the next 40 minutes of the game because they just felt terrible.
Beeks, that is awesome. Maybe, you know what? Maybe someone should take that and pass it on to some of the players that we know or some of the teams we need.
Yeah. Well, if we did that with our beer league games, there'd be nobody playing, I think. Eh? So what was the score of that game?
You know what? We got swept that weekend, and I think both games were 6-0 each way, so pretty
not
brutal.
Bad, not
Lesson
bad.
learned, though.
Yeah.
Lesson learned. You know what? Don't go and party don't go out where there's cameras.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. You know, Sarah, also, let's talk about your favorite move.
Favorite move? Okay, I love this one in the breakaway, and the goalies hate it. I love the old lacrosse backhand flick up. Goalies aren't a huge fan of that one, but my biggest sneak is goalie setting up, and I come down and I look like I'm just gonna biff on the shot, and then the last minute I bring my stick up and tap the top of theirs, opens it right up, slides to the 5-hole. Works every time.
You know what? How about, do you have a gunner shot or what?
You know what? I was known for that. I was known for having a big clapper on the point, and that was actually how I scored my first college goal against. It was against Cornell, and lining up. It was a little bit of a knuckle puck. I didn't see it go through. I guess it goes in. Team starts celebrating, and I look over at our bench and I go, "We scored?" And they go, "Zach, you scored." So on camera, you see a delayed word, me shooting the puck. It's a nice goal. Totally clueless, looking over to the bench, what's going on, and then 5 seconds later, delayed celly. So not really the way you want to get your first college goal, but hey, I'll take it.
That's great, Beeks. That's great.
They don't ask how, they don't ask how, they ask how many.
That's right. And On the game sheet, it doesn't say how you scored the goal. It just shows a goal. That's right. You know, we want to thank you, Sarah, for coming out, the Fourth Line Hockey. Sarah, thanks for coming out and doing a great job. You know,
thank you.
Gerald, she's talked tons of hockey talk, tons of information for the girls out there and boys out there. You know what? It's great having her on. We're going to come back and do our closing, talk a little bit about the contest going on, the details, how to do it, where to send your stuff, who to email. You know what? Beeks, let's break off and come back for the conclusion of the Fourth Line Hockey Show.
You don't need a media monkey to make healthy choices. Think for yourself. A message from Concerned Children's Advertisers.
Back here at Earls on Main, the Fourth Line Hockey Show. What a great show we had. Sarah from, you know what, who's coaching AAA hockey, played Division I hockey, Balmoral graduate. What a great show, Beeks. Girls hockey.
It's great to see that sort of scenario where, you know, a kid just playing hockey for the fun of it, you know, happened to be an elite level player, got some opportunity, made an education, has a great job, back involved in hockey. Just shows you what sport can do for kids, adults, whatever the case may be. Helped with disadvantaged kids, you know, good, you know, obviously a great person, but just, you know, the avenue that hockey, the platform it gives you to do things.
I love her comment that when she went to the rinks, you know, she could dangle and the guys never turned her back. The guys can't nowadays. They can play hockey. Like, it doesn't matter boy or girl. Like, get involved. Shinny hockey is fun. And when you're at the rink, kids, throw your sticks in the middle, divide up the the players, and get at it, boy or girl.
Yeah, and it's just, you know, people are always so worried about the cost of hockey. Well, it doesn't cost anything to go to the outdoor rink and practice your shot and work on your skating, you know. At the end of the day, that's what hockey is about, the old days, as we're waving at people heading out to the Jet game here from Earls.
You know what? And it's most important that, you know what, we are Canadians, we love hockey. Hockey's big all over the world, but, you know, you can hear and talk about playing on the outdoor rinks, and that comes back down to our contest that we talked about at the beginning of the show. Let's have it, Beeks. What are the details?
So it's pretty simple. Outdoor rink. We want your outdoor rink. We don't want the one at River Heights or somewhere else. We want the one you build in your backyard, the creek or the pond that you have. Send us pictures with you and the family, whatever the case is. You got the fire pit beside there. Whatever the scenario, send it. We'll pick one. Maybe randomly, maybe not. We'll see how good the entries are. Bottom line is we're going to put a bunch of them on there, a bunch of photos of them. But the winner, or the one we pick, is going to get a $100 gift cert to Royal Sports, and we're going to give you a Jet jersey of your choice with whatever name you want to get. Plouffe on the back, number 99, or whatever it is.
Sweet. And for that stuff, you know, you can email your photos at fourthlinehs@gmail.com. So that's fourthlinehs@gmail.com. fourthlinehockey@gmail.com. But it's just the HS. Send in your photos. We'll go over it. We're going to post them up here on the show. We'll post them up on Facebook. We'll get it going, have that contest rocking. What a great prize. You know, outdoor rinks are always a fun, and I know all the parents and volunteers who get at it, Beeks. It's a countless thankful job, but we love it.
Yeah, I think the kids call it the ODR now. So what's your favorite outdoor rink story? Do you have one?
Yeah, you know what? When we lived in the country a little bit, my wife thought it was crazy. I built a 60 by 80 outdoor rink, and we put boards all around it, like we had boards, we had mesh all the way around it. It was unbelievable. We didn't have a rink out there. We had indoor rinks. Everyone went to the indoor rink, but we built that rink. We had the campfires going, and we had hot chocolate. The kids loved it, and I love doing that stuff. Yeah,
well, you are crazy, and I hope your wife doesn't think about it. She should know it by now, but no, I'm just joking. Bonesy, that's all right. My favorite one was, I just remember we got going, you know, I used to play at Morse Place, you know, out there in Elmwood, and, you know, the big deal was everybody in the community went there. And I remember once we had this one adult, and he was a little bit overzealous, and, you know, I'm okay with adults being on the outdoor rink, of course, but he would take it to the extreme. And I remember one time, I think I was probably 7 or 8 years old. I had just had enough of this guy. So, you know, one of the unwritten rules, you're playing shinny hockey, no raising, no razors. I might have accidentally or purposely put up a little bit of a razor. I nicked him in the shins. He had to go in for a quick Band-Aid, or more than quick, he never came back out. So,
you know,
but he had it coming. He had it coming.
That is so
Don't do
true.
that, kids. Don't do that.
Don't not do that. But I'm going to break off before we shut her down here. Bronx Park, same thing. We had the same group of 5 guys come out. They could never play hockey. They'd flick pass, right, and people's faces. I don't know who took one of these guys out. I know it wasn't me. Could have been me. But you know what? They paid the piper that day.
Yeah.
Fourth Line Hockey Show is breaking off. We're going to be coming at you next week. Tune in. Look at the details for the best rink coming up. Take care.
Outdoor rink.
Outdoor rink.
The opinions expressed on the program you have just watched are not necessarily those of Shaw Cable Systems or of this station. Through our access policy, we provide the opportunity for community groups and individuals to express their points of view.